Hello, great people. Welcome back to our channel. We're so excited to have you again. Today, we had two courts dealing with the case or trial of Nnamdi Kanu. One was in Abia State High Court, and one was in Abuja. And that the judicial pronouncement of Abia State came out, and it was in favor of Nnamdi Kanu, where the federal government and the army has been demanded or mandated to pay Nnamdi Kanu 1 billion naira and also apologize to him in 3 national dailies. But right now, the army have reacted to that judgment, and that's what we're going to be looking at in a jiffy. But before we do that, if you're not subscribed to our channel, kindly hit on the red subscribe button and also the bell icon so that you get notification anytime we publish our videos. Counsel to the Nigerian Army, Amos Tony, has on Wednesday said that the military will respond to the court order directing it to compensate leader of indigenous people of Biafra, Nnamdi Kanu, with 1 billion naira for violating his fundamental human right. Tony said the army will react accordingly after studying the judgment by Justice Benson Anya of the Abia High Court Umuahia. The court gave the judgment on Wednesday after condemning the army invasion of Kanu's house in September 2017 during Operation Python Dance 2. The court also ordered the army and Nigerian government to apologize to Kanu in 3 national dailies for the infringement of his fundamental human rights. Justice Anya gave the order while delivering judgment on the suit filed by Kanu against government, the army, and 6 others for allegedly violating his fundamental human right. Tony, in his reaction, said that he was waiting for a copy of the judgment, which he would transmit to his client to study and determine the next line of action. However, counsel to Kanu, Aloy Jimako, while hailing the judgment, said the ruling had proved that his client did not jump bail but only escape out of Nigeria over threat to his life. He said that the judgment means that the bench warrant against Kanu in Abuja court has to be vacated. On the court's failure to advocate on the issue of Kanu rendition for lack of jurisdiction, Ejimako said that the legal team will consider other options after careful study of the judgment. Meanwhile, chairman of Conference of Nigeria Political Parties, Ugo Chinyere Ikenga, urged President Muhammadu Buhari to heed the advice of the court, Igbo elders, and other eminent Nigerians to embrace dialogue and political solution in Kanu's matter. He called for the immediate release of the IPOB leader, arguing that if government could grant amnesty to bandits, it should not be reluctant to do same to a freedom fighter. Reacting to the development, leader of the movement for the sovereign state of Biafra, Mr. Uchenna Madu, applauded the judgment but said it looks like it has a detection of the powers from above, as some of Kanu's prayers were turned down. He said no amount of intimidation or prosecution would suppress the agitation for Biafra. Quite interesting. You know, when the court came up with the order, they had already informed, the public, talking about the judicial pronouncement after the case, that the federal government and also the army should pay a whooping sum of 1 billion naira, and also apologies should be sent to Nnamdi Kanu. There was a lot of joy. People celebrated it because it was a pointer to the fact that at the end of the day, an individual has been able to do this. But, we cannot climax the celebration considering the fact that this same judgment has been passed for some other people, the likes of Sunday Adeyemo Iboho, and up till now, we've not heard anything about it. I think his own was to the tune of 20 billion naira or so. But up till now, the federal government have not taken the case up with the Supreme Court or the appeal court. The whole thing is still there hanging. I don't know how swift the federal government will be in responding to the judgment in Abia State High Court But we're still waiting to have full update. Now that the army has promised that they are going to look into it, I mean, for many, it's a step in the right direction, and it's also a proof that judiciary has now gotten back its position of supremacy. You know, it has also shown that very soon Nigerians will, be celebrating the judiciary arm of government for its position as a watchdog over other arms of government. But then let's look at what Nigerians have to say. Someone here says this untrained bush animal containing organization should shut up and pay the fine and apologize to Nnamdi Kanu for violating his human rights. Now one say, well, the judge has done his best to do justice. This is a major victory for MNK and his quest for justice, considering the illegal and murderous activities of the Nigerian army at his home in 2017. Nigerian institutions, like many other Nigerians, do not learn anything good from court judgment or admonition to act in accordance with the rule of law, just like the Lekki Tollgate massacre. This is the evil in our society. What is worse is that you still have supposedly human beings acting as government trolls, rubbishing every good thing that could truly make life better for people in Nigeria and hold leaders accountable. At least the demonized Dr. Bumi and the rest, many others whose conscience have long deserted them. Don't know what that person really means. Another person here says the issue on ground is worth celebrating, but the big question is, would the federal government honor it as expected? Because right now a lot of such judgment has come up, and a lot of such judicial pronouncement has come up, but unfortunately the federal government will ignore it. Maybe finally it will be settled in the International Court of Justice when this government is over. But one cannot draw conclusion about what they're about to do, because if you look at the response of the army or the legal team of the army, they said they are going to take it up. So just that word that they have given is enough to stay back and wait to see what their response is. But it's always very difficult at a point like this for them to just accept it and go ahead and issue out the payment. They will have to take it to another court of competent jurisdiction, and also to another. So we are still waiting to see which level they will be going this time around. Don't forget that with this alone, Nnamdi Kanu is a billionaire. You understand? If they pay him a whooping sum of 1 billion naira, levels don't change now. You understand? I could still remember on a lighter note when Shehu Sani, came up and said, Nnamdi Kanu, now that you have gotten the 1 billion, or now that they're going to pay you 1 billion, I can tell you those who were your enemies and all of that. But it was on a lighter note. But it was a huge victory for many. That was a huge victory for Nnamdi Kanu. All right, that's where we'll leave it. We are waiting to see when the federal government also will make comments in respect of that, because Army has spoken. We are waiting to hear what the federal government will say. We'd like to leave it there. Go to our comment section. Let's interact.